फ्रेंड्स, दिस इज अ कंप्लीट सेट ऑफ बुक्स बाय ओशो और यहाँ पे 10 टोटल बुक्स हमें मिली हैं। आज ऑर्डर किया था, सो वी गॉट दिस 10 बुक्स। ओशो, द forgiveness, the strength lies in the anger, trust, awareness, intuition, intelligence, intimacy, creativity, courage, joy, and the last one is but not least maturity. तो ये बुक्स बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है। आई होप हम इन सभी बुक्स को रीड करेंगे स्टेप बाय स्टेप, और हम इन सभी बुक का रिव्यू करेंगे और इनके अंदर जो भी कंटेंट है उस चीज़ के बारे में भी हम बात करेंगे। और चलिए आज हम इस वीडियो के अंदर हम अपनी बुक को स्टार्ट करते हैं। हम मैच्योरिटी से स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं। सबसे पहले मैच्योरिटी है और हम इस बुक को रीड करेंगे लाउडली आप लोगों के साथ। आपके जिनके पास अगर ये बुक है तो वो डेफिनेटली अपनी बुक को रीड कर सकते हैं, और जिन लोगों के पास ये बुक नहीं है तो इस ऑडियो बुक की तरह इसको आप ध्यान से सुनते रहिए, मजा आने वाला है। ठीक है, तो ये बुक स्टार्ट होती है ओशो मैच्योरिटी, द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ बीइंग वनसेल्फ। सबसे पहला आता है चैप्टर इसके अंदर, द आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग। सो shall we start? Okay. Man is born to achieve life, but it all depends on him. He can miss it. He can go on breathing. He can go on eating. He can go on growing old. He can go on moving toward the grave. But this is not life. This is a gradual death, from cradle to the grave. A 70-year-long gradual death. And because millions of the people around you are dying in the gradual, slow death, you also start imitating them. Children learn everything from those who are around them, and we are surrounded by the dead. So first we have to understand what I mean by life. It must not simply growing old, it must be growing up. And these are two different things. Growing old, any animal is capable of. Growing up is a prerogative of human being. Only a few claims the right. Growing up means moving every moment deeper into the principle of life. It means going further away from death, not toward the death. The deeper you go into the life, the more you understand the immortality within you. You are going away from your death. A moment comes when you can see that death is nothing but changing clothes or changing house, changing forms. Nothing dies, nothing can die. Death is the greatest illusion, according to the Osho. So, for growing up, just watch a tree. As the tree grow up, its roots are growing down deeper. This is our balance. The higher the tree goes, the deeper the root will go. You cannot have a tree 150 feet high and a small roots. They could not support such a huge tree. Maturity. What is maturity? Maturity means same as innocence, only with one difference. It is innocence reclaimed. It is innocence recaptured. Let us understand. In life, growing up means growing deep within yourself. That's where your roots are. To me, the first principle of life is meditation. Everything else comes second, and the childhood is the best time. As you grow older, it means you are coming closer to death, and it becomes more and more difficult to go into meditation. So meditation means going into your immortality, going into your eternity, going into your godliness. And the child is the most qualified person because he is still unburdened by the knowledge, unburdened by the religion, unburdened by education, unburdened by all kind of rubbish. He is innocent. But unfortunately, his innocence is condemned as ignorance. Ignorance and innocence have the similarity, but they are not same. Ignorance is a state of not knowing, just as innocence is. But there is a great difference too, which has been overlooked by the whole of humanity up to now. Innocence is not knowledgeable, but it is not desirous of being knowledgeable either. It is utterly content fulfilled. A small child has no ambitions. He has no desire. He is so absorbed in the moment a bird on the wing catches high eye so totally a butterfly. It's a beautiful color, and he is enchanted, the rainbow in the sky, and cannot conceive that there can be anything more significant richer than this rainbow, and a night full of stars, stars beyond stars. Maturity is a rebirth, a spiritual birth. You are born anew. You are child again. With fresh eyes, you start looking at existence. With love in the heart, you approach life. With silence and innocence, you penetrated your own innermost core. So, innocence is rich, it is full of its pure. Ignorance is poor, it is bigger. It wants this, it wants that, it wants to be knowledgeable, it wants to be respectable, it wants to be wealthy, it wants to be powerful. Ignorance moves on a path of desire, and innocence is a state of desirelessness. But because both are without knowledge, we have remained confused about their nature. We have taken it for granted that they are the same. The first step in the art of living will be to understand the distinction between ignorance and innocence. Innocence has to be supported, protected, because the child has brought up him the greatest treasure. The treasure, the sage, find only after arduous effort. Sage have said that they become children again, that they are reborn. In India, the real Brahman, the real knower, has called himself twice born. Why twice born? What happened to the first birth? What is the need of the second birth? And what is he going to gain in the second birth? Okay. In the second birth, he is going to gain what was available in the first birth. But the society, the parents, the people surrounding him crushed it, destroyed it. Every child is being stuffed with the knowledge. His simplicity has to be somehow removed, because simplicity is not going to help him in this competitive world. His simplicity will look to the world as if he is a simpleton. His innocence will be exploited in every possible way, afraid of the society, afraid of the world we ourselves have created. We try to make every child be clever, cunning, knowledgeable, to be in the category of the powerful, not in the category of the oppressed and the powerless. And once the child starts growing in the wrong direction, he goes on moving the way. His whole life moves in that direction. Whenever you understand that you have missed life, the first principle to be brought back is innocence. Drop your knowledge, forget your scriptures, forget your religion, your theologies, your philosophies. Be born again, become innocent. And it is in your hand. Clean your mind of all that is not known by you, of all that is borrowed, all that has come from tradition, convention, all that has been given to you by others, parents, teachers, universities. Just get rid of it. Once again, be simple. Once again, be simple. Once again, be a child. And the miracle is possible by the meditation. Meditation is a simply strange surgical method that cuts you away from all that is not yours, and saves only that which is your authentic being. It bumps everything else and leaves you standing naked along under the sun in the wind. It is as if you are the first man who had descended onto the earth, who knows nothing, who has to discover everything, who has to be a seeker, who has to go on the pilgrimage. The second principle is the pilgrimage. Life must be seeking, not desire, but as such. Not ambition to become this, not to become that, a president of the country or the prime minister of a country, but as such to find out who am I. It is very strange that the people who don't know who they are trying to become somebody. They don't even know who they are right now. They are unacquainted with their being. But they have a goal of becoming. Growing old, any animal is capable of. Growing up is a prerogative of human being. Only a few claim the right. Becoming is the disease of soul. Being is you. And to discover your being is the beginning of life. Each moment is a new discovery. Each moment brings a new joy, a new mystery opens its doors, a new love start growing in you. a new compassion that you have never felt before, a new sensitivity about the beauty and goodness. You become a sensitive that even the smallest blade of the grass takes an immense importance for you. Your sensitivity make it clear to you that this small blade of the grass is important to existence as the biggest star. Without this blade of the grass, existence would be less than it is. The small blade of grass is unique. It is irreplaceable. It has its own individuality. And this sensitivity will create a new friendship for you. Friendship with the trees, with the birds, with the animals, with the mountains, with the rivers, with the ocean, with the stars. Life becomes richer as love grows and friendliness grows. In the life of Saint Francis, there is a beautiful incident. He is dying and he has always traveled on a donkey from place to place, sharing his experiences. All his disciples are gathered to listen to his last word. The last words of the man are always the most significant that he has ever uttered because they contain the whole experience of his life. But what the disciples heard, they could not believe. Saint Francis did not address the disciple, he addressed the donkey. He said, "Brother, I am immensely indebtable to you. You have been carrying me from one place to another place with never a complaint, never grumbling. Before I leave this world, all that I want is forgiveness from you. I have not been a human to you." These were the last words of Saint Francis. A tremendous sensitivity to say to the donkey, "Brother donkey," and asking to forgive him. As you become more sensitive, life becomes bigger. It is not a small pond, it becomes oceanic. It is not confined to you and your whole life and your wife and your children. It is not confined to your at all. This whole existence become your family, and unless the whole existence is your family, you have not known what life is. Because no man is an island. We all are connected. We are a very vast continent, joining a millions of ways, and if our hearts are not full of love for the world in the same proportion, our life is a cut short. Meditation will bring you sensitivity, a great sense of belonging to the world. It is our world, our stars are ours, and we are not foreigners here. We belonging intrinsically to existence. We are a part of it. We are heart of it. Second, meditation will bring you the great silence, because all the rubbish knowledge is gone. Thought that are a part of knowledge are gone too. An immense silence that you are surprised. The silence is the only music there is. All the music is an effort to bring the silence somehow into the manifestation. The seeds of an ancient East have been very emphatic about the point that all the great art, music, poetry, dance, painting, sculpture, all are born out of the meditation. These art are effort to in some way bring the unknowable into the world of the known for those who are not ready to pilgrimage. They are a gift for those who are not ready to go onto the pilgrimage. Perhaps a song may trigger a desire to go in search of the source, perhaps the stages. Life must be seeking, not a desire but a search, not an ambition to become this, to become that, a president of the country or a prime minister of a country, but a search to find out who am I. The next time you enter the temple of the Gautam Buddha, just sit silently, watch the statue, because the statue has been made in such a way, in such a proportion that if you watch it, you will fall silent. It is a statue of meditation. It is a status of meditation. It is not concerned with the Gautam Buddha. That's why all those status looks alike: Mahavira, Gautam Buddha, Nimintha, Adinath, the 24 Tirthankar of Jainam. In the same temple, you will find the 24 statues alike, exactly alike. In my childhood, I used to ask my father, "Can you explain me how it is possible that the 24 persons are exactly alike? The same size, the same nose, the same face, the same body. How it is possible?" And he used to say, "I don't know." I'm always puzzled myself that there is not a bit of difference, and it is almost unheard of. There are not even 2% in the whole world who are alike. What to say about the 24? But as my meditation blooms, I found the answer. Not from anybody else. I found the answer that these status have nothing to do with the people. These statues have something to do with what was happening inside those 24 people. And that happening was exactly same. We have not bothered about the outside. We have insisted that only the inner should be paid attention. The outer is unimportant. Somebody is young, somebody is old, somebody is black, somebody is white, somebody is man, somebody is woman. It does not matter. What matters is that inside there is an ocean of silence, the oceanic state. In the oceanic state, the body takes a certain ocean. You have observed it yourself, but you have not been alert. When you are angry, you have observed your body takes a certain posture. In anger, you cannot keep your hand open. In anger, the fist. In anger, you cannot smile. Can you smile in anger? No. With a certain emotion, the body has to follow a certain posture. So those statues are made in such a way that if you simply sit silently and watch, then close your eyes, a negative shadow image enters your body and you start feeling something you have not felt before. Those statues and the temple were not built for worshipping. They are built for experiencing. They are scientific laboratories. They have nothing to do with religion. A certain secret silence has been used for centuries. So the coming generation could not in contact with the experience of the older generation. Not through books, not through words, but through something that goes deeper, through silence, through meditation, and through peace. As your silence grows, your friendliness, your love grows. Your life becomes a moment-to-moment dance, a joy, a celebration. Have you ever thought about why all over the world, in every culture, in every society, there are a few days in the year of celebration? These few days of celebration are just a compensation because these societies have taken all the celebration of your life. And if nothing is given to you in the compensation of your life, can become a danger to the culture. Even culture has to give some compensation to you so that you don't feel completely lost in the misery, in sadness, but these compensations are false. Firecrackers and the colored light cannot make you rejoice. They are the only for children. For you, they are just a nuisance. But in your inner world, there can be continuity of light, songs, joys. Always remember, the society compensates you when it feels that the repressed, you explode into the dangerous situation. If it is not compensated, the society finds some way of allowing you to let out the repressed. But this is not true celebration, and it cannot be true. True celebration should come from your life in your life. And true celebration cannot be according to the calendar that on the 1st of the November you will celebrate. It's strange, na? The whole year you are miserable. And on the 1st November, suddenly you come out in misery and dancing, either the misery of falls or the 1st of November of falls. Both cannot true. And once the 1st of November is gone, you are back to your dark hole. Everything is a misery. Everybody in his anxiety. Life should be continuous celebration, a festival of lights the whole year round. Only then you can grow up. Only then can you blossom. Transform the small things into the celebration. For example, in Japan, they have the tea ceremony. In every Zen monastery and in every person's house who can afford it, they have a small temple for drinking tea. Now, tea is no longer an ordinary, profane things. They have transformed it into celebration. The temple of drinking tea is made in a certain way, in a beautiful garden with a beautiful pond, songs in the ponds, flowers all around. Guests come and they have to leave their shoes outside. It is a temple, and as you enter in the temple, you cannot escape. You have to leave your thinking, your thoughts, your speech outside of your shoes. You sit down in a meditative posture, and the host, woman who prepared tea for you, her movements are so graceful, as if she is dancing, moving around, preparing the tea, putting the cups and saucer before as you. If you are God, with such respect, she will bow down and you will receive it with the same respect. The tea is prepared in a special samovar, which makes you beautiful sound. a music of its own, and it is a part of tea ceremony that everybody should listen first to the music of the tea. So everybody is silent listening, birds chirping outside in the garden, and the samovar, the tea is creating its own song. A peace surrounds. When the tea is ready and it is poured into the everybody cup, you are not just to drink tea in a way people are doing everywhere. You will smell the aroma of tea. You will sip the tea as if it comes from beyond. You will take time. There is no hurry. Somebody may start playing on the flute or on the sitar, an ordinary thing, just tea, and they have made it a beautiful religion festival. Everybody comes out of it nourished, fresh, feeling younger, feeling Jewish. And what can be done with the tea can be done with everything. With your clothes, with your food, people are living almost in a sleep. Otherwise, every fabric, every cloth has its own beauty, its own feel. If you are sensitive, then the clothes is not just to cover your body, then it is something expressing your individuality, something expressing your taste, your culture, your being. Everything you do should be expressive of you. It should have your signature on it. The life becomes a continuous celebration. Even if you fall sick and you are lying in bed, you will make those moments of lying in the bed moments of beauty and joy, moment of relaxation, and the rest moments of meditation, moments of listening to music or to poems. There is no need to be sad that you are sick. You should be happy that everybody is in the office and you are in your bed like king. Relaxing, somebody is preparing your tea for you. The samovar is singing a song. A friend has offered to come and play flute for you. These things are more important than any medicine. When you are sick, call a doctor. But more important, call those who love you. Because there is no medicine more important than love. Call those who can create beauty, music, poetry around you, because there is nothing that heals like a mood of celebration. Medicine is the lowest kind of treatment, but it seems we have forgotten everything. So we have depend on medicine and the grumpy and sad, as if you are missing some great joy that you were having in office. In the office you were miserable. Just one day off and you cling to misery too. You won't let it go. Make everything creative. Make the best out of the worst. That's what I call art. The art of living. And if a man has lived his whole life making every moment and every piece of the beauty, a love, a joy, and naturally his death is going to be the ultimate peak of his whole life and the last touch. His death is not going to be ugly, as it ordinarily happens every day to everyone. If death is ugly, that means your whole life has been a waste. That should be peaceful acceptance, a loving entry into the unknown, a joyful goodbye to old friends, the old world. There should not be any tragedy in it. One Zen master, Lin Chi, was dying. Thousands of his disciples had gathered to listen to the last sermon, but Lin Chi was simply lying down, joyous, smiling, but not saying a single word. Seeing that he was going to die and he was not saying a single word, somebody reminded Lin Chi, an old friend, a master in his own right. He was not a disciple of Lin Chi. That's why he could say to him, Lin Chi, have you forgotten that you have to say your last word? I have always said your memory isn't right. You are dying. Have you forgotten? Lin Chi said, just listen. And on the roof, two squirrels were running, screeching. And he said, how beautiful. And he died. For a moment, when he said, just listen, there was an absolute silence. Everybody thought he was going to say something great. But only two squirrels fighting, screeching, running on the roof. And he smiled. And he died. But he has given the last message. Don't make things small and big, trivial and important. Everything is important at this moment. Lynch's death is as important as the two squirrels running on the roof. There is no difference in existing, it is all the same. That was his whole philosophy, his whole life teaching, that there is nothing that is great and there is nothing that is small. It all depends on you, what you make out of it. Just start with meditation and things will go on growing in you. Silence, scrutiny, blissfulness, sensitivity, and whatever's come out of meditation, try to bring it in out in your life. Share it. Because everything shared grows fast. And when you have reached the point of death, you will know there is no death. You can say goodbye. There is no need for any tears of sadness. Maybe tears of joy, but not of sadness. But you have to begin from being innocent. So first, throw out all cramp that you are carrying. And everybody is carrying so much cramp. One wonders for what? Just because people have been telling you that these are the great ideas, principles, you have not been intelligent with yourself. Be intelligent with yourself. Life is a very simple, it is a joyful dance, and the whole earth can be full of joy and dance. But there are people who are seriously vested in their interest that nobody should enjoy life. And nobody should smile. That nobody should laugh. The life is a sin. That it is punishment. How can you enjoy life when the climate is such that you have been told continuously that it is punishment, that you are suffering because you have done wrong things, and it is kind of jail where you have been thrown to suffer? I say to you, life is not a jail. It is not a punishment. It is a reward, and it is given only to those who have earned it, who deserve it. Now it is your right to enjoy. It will be a sin if you don't enjoy. It will be against existence if you don't beautify it. If you leave it just as you have found it, leave it a little happier, a little more beautiful, a little more fragrant. Listen to your being. It is a continuous giving to your hints. It is still a small voice. It does not shout at you. That is true. And if you are little silent, you will start feeling the way your way. Be a person you are. Never try to be another, and you will become mature. Maturity is accepting the responsibility of being oneself. Whatever the cause, risking all the oneself, that's what maturity is all about. Perfectly written, this book, Osho, the great man, the great wisdom man in this whole century, the years, and the centuries of century. I must admire at all point of time that Osho is unbelievable. Second chapter had definition from ignorance to innocence. He will explain in this chapter how we can move from ignorance to the innocence, and we will read this chapter in our next part. And this is beautifully written. If you are really interested in this video, just share this video with those who are, if you think that it is compatible with them. और बहुत अच्छा लगा इन सब चीज़ों को समझ के पढ़ के, बड़ा मजा आया मुझे. और आई मस्ट से कि मुझे और ऐसी बुक्स, और आई विल कवर दिस इन अराउंड 5 to 6 वीडियोस में मैं इसको कवर कर लूँगा. देन वी विल कवर होल द ओशोस बुक जो भी मेरे पास हैं. अराउंड 10 बुक्स हैं. वी हैव ओनली 10 बुक्स. वी विल कवर ऑल द बुक्स in this way also, and I will summarize at the end of when the book is fully covered, fully तरीके से, then we will summarize the book. Okay. For that, तब तक के लिए bye bye. Thank you so much.